What's up, you sexy beast listeners? Welcome back to the Double Long Podcast. As always, the guillotine, Rumble, coming back at ya.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So, we went over John's fucking triumph.
Yes.
So let's go over my miserable defeat.
Yes, sir.
Oh, God.
You went to Blackwater the Monday after opening day.
Yes, I did. Went down there with Ryan. John was considering going, but now knowing what he does, he probably should have. Well, no, you shouldn't have, because that was... All right, let me start from the beginning.
Yeah.
So, opening weekend, Ryan came up and hunted up here. We had some great hunts. I got a doe in the freezer. And I got to go get her tomorrow or today. And got a doe in the freezer. But we planned to go down to Blackwater National Wildlife Refuge on Monday, which was like September 12th or 11th or something like that. And so I go down there Sunday night. I get down there kind of late. It's like, I don't know, 9 o'clock I get down there. Pretty much drink a beer, shoot the shit with Ryan, go over our game plan. And our initial game plan is to go in to Blackwater, to the same unit we went to previously, and go to a spot where we seen a Sika once before. I seen a Sika there. And we chose this because of several things. One, access. Two, wind direction. So we wake up. It is 3:30 in the morning. We wake up, which was actually just about right time. Like, honestly, we could have got up a little earlier, but we made it in. I was in my stand like 50-some minutes before first light. So pretty good. Because it's about a 45-minute drive to there from his house. So we get there. It's 4:15. We hike in. By the time we get there, it's like, I don't know. I don't remember what time sunset was, but it gave us just enough time.
Yeah.
And I took the saddle. I decided to go with the saddle for the whole trip. Didn't even bring my climber.
Okay.
I decided to go all in on it.
Yeah, dog. Hey, you're getting good with it, huh?
Yeah. I was getting good with it.
Well, okay.
We'll get there.
I don't know. I don't know any of this story.
No, we didn't talk about this. Not in detail, anyway. And holy fuck. The mosquitoes. So we went in October last year and December. There's some mosquitoes in December, really bad in October. But in September, dude.
Ugh.
John, I had like 50 mosquito bites on me. Maybe not quite 50, probably like 30. I got 2 thermocells, and I got DEET on all over me.
Yeah.
I got permethrin on my clothes. The hike in, I'm getting lit up. I get to the base of this tree that I want to climb in, and I shit you not, no exaggeration, there was probably around 50 mosquitoes swarming all over me. All over me. I take my backpack off, they're biting me through my shirt. Oh, God. I can feel them lighting my back up. I got the thermocells on, but it takes some time for them to like create like a barrier. Mm-hmm. Both thermocells on. I get my saddle. I tie my one stick to the tree. I one stick, climb on up the tree, and I'm sitting for a few minutes, and finally it puts them at bay. My ears lit up, my face lit up, my back, my triceps, like all over. Any part of your shirt that is tight to the skin, they're biting through it.
And you're already like, for some reason, they attract you more too.
Yeah, mosquitoes love me.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's blood type or whatever that is, but
yeah, I don't know.
It's I think I'm O positive, but whatever.
Yeah.
Try to stay positive, dude. And eventually it puts them at bay, but I still got like a couple of them lingering. I can hear them in my ears. Like there must be like thermocell resistant mosquitoes up there. These fucking things look like pterodactyls with straws. They're fucking big black striped mosquitoes that like you can see the dick on these things. They're so fucking big. I mean, terrible. It's got to be, I can't imagine anywhere on earth. It's the perfect recipe for mosquitoes. Warm sitting water almost year round.
And there's mosquitoes there in fucking January, right?
Yeah.
Because that water stays warm.
Yep. And of course they're not bad then, but they're still there.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
Yeah. So, I was hitting my tree, first light comes up, and I mean, I'd seen something under my tree in the dark, and I'm not sure what it was. Seen a fox, seen all kinds of wildlife, squirrels, everything. Not a single Sika deer, not a single bugle, not one.
Did you see the rare Delmarva fox squirrel?
No.
Oh, damn it.
Didn't see a single fucking Sika deer or hear a single fucking Sika deer.
That's a gut shot.
Yeah, that's like a punch to the gut.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we climb down, I don't know, around 9:30. Make our way back out. Then we go do some fucking jiu-jitsu like idiots.
God.
And we get ready for our evening hunt. And we're looking at the forecast, and we know where we want to go. We got great wind, but there's a chance of a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
And honestly, we're kind of like, it's so fucking hot. It's 86 degrees. It's so fucking hot.
Almost welcoming it.
I want the rain.
Yeah.
And so we decided to go into this spot we've went once before, and we have good wind access. And the water is so low, we actually basically run through this creek that is normally, last time we were there, it was up to your neck.
Wow.
Now the water was so low from, I guess, the heat, it was about to our waist, but we got hip waders on. So we just decided to like run through it as fast as we could. We both got I think Ryan was dry. I got a little wet water in my waders.
Yeah, you put that video up on YouTube, and the way he was running through that creek, I thought for sure he was gonna fall.
Yeah, he almost did. Yeah. And so we get through there, and we've decided, so the water's receded. The water line it's not as far back into the timber, I guess just because of the summer and the heat, and it dries up some of that water. So we decide we're going to trek further. Now, we got there at 4 p.m. We trek in. We're finding all kinds of great sign. I mean, it looks really good in here. And we get to this spot, and Ryan and I basically look at each other and we're like, look, this is money. We've got a creek on this side. There's like a property line a couple hundred yards away. They can't cross this creek. You know what I mean? We found like where they possibly could cross, and he's like, all right, I'm going to set up here. You go that way. I'll go this way. So that's what we do. He sets up in his tree. He's got his climber, and I go the other way. And I'm fucking going through this high-ass grass. It's not even frag. It's this really high grass. And I'm fucking having a hard time, like, getting my direction. You know what I mean? With all this grass. And I'm walking, and all of a sudden I hear, and I'm like, what the fuck? Who would walk all the way back here in this heat? There's no other cars. And I'm look up, and it's fucking Ryan.
Oh, fuck. You got all turned around.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he's just like, put his arms out. He's like, what the fuck, dude? You know what I mean? And I'm usually pretty good with, like, sense of direction, but I fucked that up. So I'm like, God damn it. I felt like an asshole, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I turn around, and I fucking pull my phone out and get Onyx on and, like, get, like, tracking. Now, my phone does not work there.
Yeah.
But I have offline maps, and the GPS still works. So I just, like, use that to make sure my direction stays proper. And I fixed on a cloud, and I put my phone away, and I just head towards that cloud. You know what I mean? Because that's relatively stationary. You can't really use topography like that unless when it's flat like this. You know what I mean? You can't pick a tree and try to walk to it because you'll lose it or whatever. So I start walking towards that, and I'm just hiking and hiking and hiking. And I'm at this point, I'm over a mile back there, and this is no fucking walk in the park mile. This is fucking miserable
fucking
mile.
Work.
Yes, with every step, it's work.
God.
And I'm about as deep into this property as you can get. I'm over a mile from any road. And I find some great sign, and I'm like, this looks like a really good spot. So I decide to set up here. I think I found a fucking new species of spider at the base of this tree.
Oh, no shit, dude.
Yeah.
We'll call it the gill spider.
Yeah, the guillotine. This fucking spider, I got a video of it. I'll show you. It was big and black, like larger than a black widow, with a fluorescent neon green markings all over its back. But black, it looked like a black widow, but twice the size, with fluorescent neon green, almost like shiny like your hat on its back.
Oh, fuck that. Did you put an arrow in it?
Wild looking. I stayed away from him, dude. I was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Jesus.
So I climb up this tree, and I one stick up, and I did it as safe as I could. And at this point, because of this hike, man, and then like jiu-jitsu and the hike in the morning, I'm fucking exhausted. I'm soaking wet with sweat. You know what I mean? I was wearing a Nike Cold Gear thermal shirt because I didn't want to get bit so much again, because the thin early season shirt was too thin. Yeah. So I'm sweating my balls off, dude. And I'm so dehydrated. And I got this like the bladder that goes in your backpack, and I fucking forgot to fill it up.
Yeah.
So I got like 2 sips of water. I get up in my tree, and I'm just like, holy shit, dude. And I'm like, this is like borderline dangerous, like my level of dehydration. And I'm so far back here. I'm fucking using this goddamn saddle that I'm not that familiar with. And I'm like, I need to be careful because I can't get a hold of anybody. Mm-hmm. My phone does not work. Ryan has no idea where I'm at. I'm a half-hour hike away from him.
Phew.
Yeah, and the way out of here in the dark is going to be a fucking chore. And if I kill something, it's going to be a real fucking chore. So I get up in my tree, and I'm actually like, I'm praying like, God, I asked for two things. I'm like, if you could make it rain, that would be fucking awesome. Yeah. And two, if you could bring me a Sika deer like kind of early so I can shoot it and try to get the fuck out of here in decent time. Because I got to drive home and go to work the next day at 6 a.m. And it ain't dark till 8 o'clock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So by the time I get out of there, it's fucking after 9. And then I got a 2-hour drive.
Oh, God.
And then wake up and go to work at 6 a.m. So I'm sitting up in my tree, and I get my thermocell on, and I'm pretty good here. Like, I'm not getting lit up by mosquitoes. I take my shirt off, and I got an undershirt on, like a T-shirt under that shirt. So I take that big shirt off, and I hang it on like a limb that's above me. And I'm just like, I'm so fucking thirsty. I'm trying to get like all the water out of this bladder. And this shirt's hanging up on this limb. And I'm looking at it, and there's sweat just like dripping off of it. And I'm so fucking thirsty, dude.
What the fuck?
So I'm like, you know what? And I've seen this on Alone, like where the chick's fucking, she's like drinking her own sweat, and she's like, oh, it's not salty. That means I'm really dehydrated. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. So I just went up there and I grabbed it and I like drained it into my fucking mouth.
That's gross.
It's pretty gross, yeah. But I was so fucking thirsty, dude. And I knew I had a hell of a hike out of there. If I kill an animal, like, dude, I gotta get something in my mouth. You know what I mean?
Get a life straw, bro.
Yeah. Oh, I have one. I just didn't bring it with me, and I don't even know if I would trust it on that water.
Yeah.
That's some bad water. Like, you would try to filter it and it'd just get clogged. You know what I mean?
I'm not getting anything.
So that was pretty gross, but hey, you know, I'm keeping it real here. That's what I did. I know it's pretty nasty. Whew. I was fucking thirsty, you know, and it tasted glorious. It was fucking, yeah, it was. I needed it. Yeah, it's pretty nasty. So I'm sitting here, and so we got there at 4. I looked at my phone when I got up in my tree. It was 5:44. So it took me an hour and 44 minutes to get into my tree. So it was a hell of a hike in.
Yeah.
And time starts going by, and I start hearing rumbles in the distance of thunder.
Oh, yeah.
And there's clouds rolling in. And I'm just like, hell yeah. Hell yes. Please, just come fucking rain. And all of a sudden, I hear some mews.
Oh.
Probably, I want to say maybe like 100 yards, but I hear a couple of them. I mew back to them. No response. A couple minutes later, I hear 2 more. That was cool. Thunder's rumbling, clouds rolling in. I hear a bugle. I'm like, fuck yeah, that's finally.
Sick. Hell yeah.
And it's slowly starting to drizzle. And I'm just like, I'm so dehydrated. I take my dip can, and I take all the pouches out, and I put it like up on a little tree limb. And I'm like, I hope that fills up with water. I hope it rains enough to do that. It's pretty fucking wild how thirsty I was.
A couple ounces of water.
Yeah, well, fucking jiu-jitsu, I sweat my ass off, you know what I mean? Like,
probably not the brightest.
Probably not. No. Didn't drink, you know what I mean? So, like, yeah. I mean, we drank some water at jiu-jitsu, but apparently not enough. And just the amount of sweat was unreal. And so I started hearing a couple bugles, and one of them sounded pretty fucking close. Mm. And I'm looking, man, and I'm hearing some movement off. I guess it was probably 60 yards. There was like a thicket from me, and there's movement in there. Something in there is moving around, and I'm not sure what it was, but it's from the same direction that the bugle was a few minutes earlier. So I'm starting to get hopeful, but it's starting to really rain, like really rain, and the thunder's rumbling, the lightning's starting to light up the sky, and it's like 40 minutes before dark, and I'm trying to tough it out, and it's just this storm keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm not seeing any movement, but I'm looking around, and I just feel like they're just about to come out. You know what I mean? And it is pouring now. I mean, it's pouring. It's starting to fill up my dip can with water.
And you're just sucking on it.
Yeah, and it's fucking coming down, and it's windy. I mean, them trees start falling, because that's something you don't think about out there in the marsh.
Whoa.
dead trees. So when it starts getting real windy, they come the fuck down. Especially with rain, it's softening that ground more. Because where I was at, I wasn't on sitting water. Trees start falling. So I'm like, fuck, man. I might have to get the fuck out of here.
Holy fuck.
This is starting to get dangerous. And at this point, it's a couple minutes before, it's like sunset. It's not quite last light, but it's extra dark because of the storm. Mm-hmm. And at this point, I can probably shoot something if it's under 20 yards, maybe. And I make the decision, like, look, I got a hike to get back to Ryan. It's fucking pouring its ass off, thunder, lightning. I got to get out of here. Mm-hmm. So I start packing my shit up. I get everything packed up, and I use my lineman's rope, move my tether down because I had some limbs on this tree to get around. And I rappel down, and I start getting all my stuff up. And I pack everything up, and the only thing left in my tree is the rappel rope. Mm-hmm. And you pull that down with your like bow rope tied to the back of the loop, which I've showed you do before.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking pulling on this thing, and it is just not coming down. It's pouring fucking rain. I'm yanking on this fucking thing. It doesn't want to come off. And I hear a crack right behind me, and I'm like, holy shit. I thought like lightning fucking might have hit something right behind me. Mm. And then a boom, and the fucking ground shakes beneath my feet.
Wow.
And I turn around, and less than 20 yards from me, a tree that I could not get my arms around that was probably 80 feet tall fell.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I was like, if that hit me, I'd be dead instantly.
Yeah.
So I'm fucking yanking on this thing, and I was like, fuck that rope. I left the rope. I fucking run over to this tree that's got like a bend in it, and I'm like underneath this bend, like because I don't want a fucking tree to fall on me. They're falling all over the place, and I'm trying to get on my phone, and it's raining so hard, I can't like make it work. Like your fingers just don't work. I finally get like my bearing, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put tracking on. I walked like a couple feet, and I'm like, okay, that's the right direction I need to go because it's pretty fucking dark now, and I start walking, and I'm heading down this creek, and I know this creek will basically lead me all the way to the parking lot. Mm-hmm. But you can't, it gets deep, you know what I mean? So I'm walking this creek as long as I can. I'm fucking standing under this tree, and I'm fucking drinking water that's fucking pouring in, you know what I mean? I'm hydrating. I took my hat, and I turned it upside down, and I used like the bill of my hat to like funnel water off of these tree branches into my mouth.
Real quick, this sounds fucking miserable.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck those Sika deer.
Yeah, it was brutal. It was fucking brutal. I was so thirsty. It was fucked up, man. It's fucking a miserable storm. This ground is flat, so storms down there, I feel like they're extra bad, or maybe I've just gotten caught in two really bad storms.
Yeah, because you got caught last year.
Yeah. But they could roll in, man, and it's like a wall. You know what I mean? Like, it'll start slow, and then all of a sudden, it's just whoosh.
Yeah, you can hear it coming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the rain is just, it's pouring balls. I mean, like, I can set my dip can out and fill that thing up in a matter of seconds.
Well, at least you got rehydrated.
Yeah. The hat worked even better, though. It's like, I'm like chugging water. It worked great.
Holy fuck.
So that was awesome. You know what I mean? At least I'm hydrated now. I'm cooled off because I'm soaking fucking wet.
Yeah.
But I had to leave that rope, and those fucking things are like $70. You know what I mean? So that really sucked. I had to order a new one of them. That's why I said I was doing great with the saddle, but yeah, I got a nicer one now. So
because if you just tie it to the wrong spot, you can't get it down right.
No, and like even with it tied on the perfect spot, you can still have issues with it, which is what I did. And I asked on the Saddle Hunter group, like, what the fuck am I doing wrong here? And I got some good tips. They said use Dynaglide instead of, which is a type of rope, instead of paracord, because Dynaglide's got a 700-pound test, and you can really yank it. You know what I mean? With the paracord, like, you're almost scared you're going to break the fucking thing. Mm-hmm. And not only that, you got to get as far away from the tree as you can because you don't want to pull straight down.
Yeah.
Which makes sense to me, but I didn't have enough cord on there to really get far.
I got you.
So now I know that, and then...
Because you're pulling straight down, you're not getting any slack out of it.
Right.
It's just coming down.
Yeah. So it was a little bit of a learning curve is why I ended up fucking that up, I think. Yeah. But that's okay. Now I know, and I'm thankful for that group. They helped me out. That makes sense. So got Dynaglide, and I'm going to have 40 foot now instead of 35 to give me that little extra walk out. You know what I mean? I think it was 32 is what I had. But anyway, so now my mission is, one, don't die. Don't get a fucking tree to fall on me.
Bingo.
Because, I mean, dude, it's fucking left and right trees are falling. Like, all over the place.
I can't even imagine this.
Dude, it was, like, legitimately fucking not a good time.
Thank God it didn't come.
That's what I said. I said, dude, if John came, he probably wouldn't come back.
No.
Like, John would not have been for that. You know what I mean? No. It was, and I'm not either. I don't want to do that again.
I'm all for the adventure.
But that's a little much.
That's too much.
Yeah, and both Ryan and I agree. Same thing. I'm not going to hunt there in a thunderstorm again. It's too dangerous with them trees, man.
Yeah, and sometimes you got to get up in those dead trees, right?
Yes. Not in a storm. No, it's just the size of that fucking tree that fell behind me. It would have killed me instantly. Like, it would have squashed me like a bug. Yeah. That thing had to be 80 feet tall, and I could not wrap my hands around it.
And those trees down there, like, I don't know if you know this, but when a tree grows into like a wet area, the roots go straight down instead of out.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. They go straight down, so that's why they just tip right over.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, that's why they fall so easy. Because, I mean, even last time we were there in the storm, they were falling left and right. I mean, you hear them fall all the time. Even when it's not storming, during your sit, you're going to hear something fall.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, like in the morning, I think I heard 2 trees fall.
Wow.
But in the evening, I probably heard 20. You know what I mean? Like, all over the place. So I'm making my way back towards Ryan because I'm like, here's the issue. I have no signal. He's got signal.
Yeah.
But we have no way of communicating with each other. So if he goes back to the car, waits for me, and I'm way behind him, he doesn't know how far behind him I am.
Yeah.
He's going to be like, Seth didn't make it back. Maybe he goes back in looking for me. And it could be, off and on. Like, this is an issue. So the remedy for that is next time bring fucking walkie-talkies.
I was getting ready to say that. There's like 5 mile long radius walkie-talkies.
I have some. And we took them last time, but I forgot about them. Mm-hmm. Because my phone doesn't have signal. That's something we need to have. That if something like that happens, when it's dark, click them on. At that point, sound doesn't matter. Safety's number one. Like, hey, dude, I'm making my way back. I'm good to go. Meet me at the car. You know what I mean? Or meet me where you are. I'll come to your tree. You know what I mean?
Me and my dad actually used to hunt with walkie-talkies back in the day when cell phones weren't as prominent. We would just hunt with walkie-talkies.
Yeah. And it'd be cool if there was like a silent one that didn't go brrr, that you could just talk. But at least if you have them, once it's dark, like, okay, we're going loud. You know what I mean? You're going to, at that point, you just got to talk to each other. You got to communicate.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to find him, and I'm going without my headlamp because it's like the lightning, and if your eyes are adjusted to the dark, like, you don't need it, and I didn't want to get my headlamp out and get it and have it get wet. I wanted to use it if I absolutely needed it. But I'm trying to find my way back to Ryan. I was like, I'm going to go to find his tree, and if he's not there, then I'm going to just go to the car, and hopefully he had the same idea. But I want to at least try to find him. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to, like, hang out. You know what I mean? If he ain't there, go to the car. So, and I'm looking, and in the fucking tempest is just like, there's rain swirling, fucking trees falling, lightning cracking, thunder. I just see this flashing light. And Ryan said he climbed to the base of his tree, and he's fucking looking for me, and he's looking for my light, and he said he's sitting there, and he's like, I did not see your light. He's like, I don't know where you were. He's like, I didn't know what else to do. He's like, so I just stayed at the base of my tree. I turned my flashing light on and just like spun in slow circles. He's like, just getting soaked, poured.
That's a really good idea.
Smart guy. Yeah, that was brilliant. And so I found him. And I'm like making my way towards him, and like I said, I didn't have my headlamp on. And I'm like, Ryan, like, you got to yell to hear each other. You know what I mean?
That hard.
It's pouring that hard. And he's like, come to the sound of my voice. And I'm like, Ryan, I can see your fucking light.
Come on, Ryan.
Jesus Christ. So I fucking make it over to him, and he's like got the same look on his face that I do, I'm sure.
Pure terror.
Like, this is fucking terrifying. Like, holy shit, what the fuck are we doing here, dude? Like, yeah, you can't hunt in there in a thunderstorm. It's way too dangerous, man.
Oh, my God.
He sent his coordinates to Krista and was like, hey, this is not good right now. I just want to let you know where I'm at. And she's like, don't fucking send me something like this. She's terrified. His wife was terrified.
I mean, I get it.
Somebody had to know where we were. You know what I mean? That was smart. But we meet up, and we go back to this creek, and we basically walk this creek line as far as we can, cut over, and make our way on out of here. And we get back to the fucking car, and we are soaked from head to toe. My fanny pack was filled up with water, like literally holding water, with my rangefinder in it.
Did you drink it?
My Vortex, no. I drank a good bit, so I was hydrated by then.
Yeah, your skin was soaking in. You were
I'm absorbing it.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're soaked from head to toe, both of us. My rangefinder, though, was underwater. It's motherfucking vortex, man. That bitch works great. No issue.
It's the only way to go.
Yeah. Like, they make good shit. That thing, I was like, unless this thing's like water, it was sat in water, bouncing around in my fanny pack. And it works fine. Great. No
and
issue.
if it didn't,
I'd get a new one.
Get a new one for
that's
free.
why. That's what Ryan said. He said, dude, if it don't work, like, I let it dry out before I even tried it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't try it to the next day, but I have no issues with it now. So, fucking Thermacell, or yeah, you need those. But Vortex is fucking. They make a great rangefinder. But Ryan also heard some bugles, so I think what we learned was in the early season, you have to go back in a little further because the water's not as far in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And in the morning we didn't hear shit because we just didn't go in far enough. So at that point, it's almost like to kill them in early season, you got to fucking get way back in there, at least in the unit we are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like the mosquitoes are so fucking bad. To me, it's just, I don't know how much I'm going to go down there in early season. It's just the risk versus reward. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't spots you can. Like, obviously, you can go and find some frag, and there's some you can definitely do it. It's just not that unit.
Yeah.
That unit's a rut unit. But
So do you have an idea of where
we want to go? Yeah.
of where you're putting me? Because I have no idea.
Oh, yeah. Now, that's what we and Ryan talked about is, like, we don't want to put you guys through that shit needlessly. You know what I mean? We kind of had to do that because it wasn't October. And last time we were there, it was October, but we couldn't hunt it like October. So we had to go deeper in to try to find them. And we won't have to do that in October. And we got other spots, too. But so that was kind of a run and gun thing, which hopefully we won't have to do. But, I mean, no matter what, you're like I said that on the way in. I was like, I forgot how long of a fucking hike in this is. It is a fucking hike. Like, you're just going to be walking. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But that one was unnecessarily long. That was too much. Like, it was looking back at it, like, that's what I told Ryan. Like, that and the Ellis Bay hunt were two of the hardest hunts I've ever done in my life. Like, just pure misery. Yeah. Looking back on it, it was fucking awesome. But at the time, like, when I was so thirsty, I was not having a good time. You know what I mean?
In America, in the United States, maybe is that the hardest terrain? Like, mountains are not fun, but maybe, dude, in the frag, hunting Sika deer.
I can't imagine there's anything fucking harder than that. Like, I'm not saying, like, I'm sure the mountains are brutal. You're walking up these high hills and shit, but, dude, you're talking about mud and fucking mosquitoes and briars and phragmitis, and, like, you step one spot and it's fucking up to your hip. You step in the next hole and it's fucking only ankle deep. Like, is there a more volatile, is there more hostile terrain that you can think of? Not that I've ever hunted. Absolutely not. And I can't think of one that I've ever seen on any hunting show that's more difficult to hunt than that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. Like, these hunting shows, I don't think, not off the top of my head, I can't. It sounds like every step is just fucking brutal.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah, it can be. Where me and Runsky went, it was just like walking in the fucking woods.
Yeah.
But where you guys...
Once you got out of the frag.
Yeah, frag. Jesus Christ.
Right.
Now, a person could die in the frag. And do.
Absolutely, and they do, yeah. It, I gotta think, in my mind, I can't think of any more difficult terrain to hunt.
Yeah. Maybe that's why these hunting shows don't fucking go down there.
Yeah. They're too smart.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, like we were talking to guys from Bayside, like, there's ways to do it and make it easier on yourself, you know what I mean? We don't have to hunt it like that. But if you want to fucking, like, imagine the caliber of stags that were that far back in there. You know what I mean? I bet there was some fucking old monster stags back there. Because not a lot of people are going to fucking do that.
Yeah.
Most people aren't going to do that.
I was watching a video. It just came out a couple days ago. I forget who put it out. It's one of those saddle hunting people. And they were saying, like, a spike Sika could be 3-4 years old.
Yeah.
And a 6-year or a 6-point is
probably 10,
15 years old. These fucking critters live a long time.
Yeah.
In the harshest environment.
Yes. So how smart are they? You know what I mean? I don't think they can even be a 6-pointer until they're at least 5.
Yeah.
Like, they're 4-pointers till they're like 4 or 5. You know what I mean? I'm not 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure that's about the general consensus.
And You said some stag or some hinds have been tracked to 20 plus years in there, right?
Yeah. They've had 20-year-old Sika deer.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah. Bananas.
Banana.
Yeah. I'd love to shoot a 20-year-old fucking animal. Could you imagine?
That's the shit that thing's been through.
Yeah. I mean, it's lived almost as long as you and I. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
2/3 of our lives. A 20-year-old fucking deer.
That's mind blowing to me.
It is. And there are. I'm glad I at least got to hear some bugles. But all in all, like, watching that storm roll in, like, dude, the feeling of, like, genuine danger is exciting. Like, it is.
You don't get that much.
No. I mean, like, I came home and I hunted here and I was like, man, I fucking love hunting whitetail. Like, fuck these goddamn Sika deer. Oh, man. But, like, that feeling of danger is, I'd be lying if I said it didn't get me excited. And, like, I was enjoying myself, like, coming out of there, like, in that storm. It was just fucking wild, man.
That's a fucking adventure.
It was an adventure,
Yeah.
if nothing else. Even though we didn't see one, at least we heard some. I think Ryan said he heard 2 bugles. I heard 4. So, I mean, 4 mews, 3 bugles.
That's cool as fuck.
Yeah, still really cool. And one was real close. One was like 150 yards or so. It wasn't far at all. And because of the morning, I was like, man, do they not bugle in September? You know what I mean? I was starting to fucking get kind of pissed. Like, fuck coming down here in September. Because that's the one thing that's nice is that even if you don't kill them, you still hear them. So
yeah.
That is really cool. But I want to fucking kill one. And now I'm more on fire than even before. Like, in October, we're going to get it done. I really feel confident in October. But
yeah, I was getting ready to ask, do you think you're going to get it done in that week?
Yeah, I really do.
Yeah, I'll be down. I don't know. It might be extended now that I've shot my target buck. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
maybe come down Tuesday or Monday.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I just want to hear one.
Oh,
Fuck.
dude. Oh, we're definitely going to hear them. Yeah. October is the fucking time to go down there.
I'm excited.
It is. Like, I went in December, I've went in September, and they pale in comparison to October. I mean, it's the same thing with whitetail. You know what I mean? Like, if you got a guy who's never hunted before, and you take him in the woods in fucking December, it's not having a great time. September, it's fucking hot and miserable. You might see some deer. But November, fucking those first couple weeks of November, that's a great time no matter what. You know what I mean? So I think it's just the same thing with them.
Yeah.
Oh, our odds will be significantly greater, and we won't have to do quite as much miserable shit.
The only thing that could make this season better, as of right now, shoot my target buck, would be to kill a Sika deer.
Fuck yeah.
The season, I mean, could you get a better season than that?
No. And we're going to get one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'd love for all of us to get one. And I think we've got a really good shot of all of us at least killing one.
Really?
I think that's a tall order, but I think it is possible.
At least one will die.
Yes.
In our group.
Absolutely. I'm like 90% sure that's going to happen.
Awesome.
Now, for everyone to kill one, that'd be something. But I don't think it's impossible. I think it can be done, especially with the amount of time we're going to have, you know?
Hopefully, if I get the opportunity, I remember to turn on my Tacticam.
This time, yeah. Oh, I totally get it, dude. Yeah, I'm the same way, you know, especially in a high emotion moment like that when you have a buck of that caliber in front of you. You're almost like, you might even think about the camera and be like, fuck it. What's more important is making this good shot.
Especially since I missed him a week before that. I didn't want to make any unnecessary movement. So
yeah, I totally get it. I wish you got it on there.
Yeah, goddamn.
But, oh, man, I would love to have that video.
Yeah. Well,
just for me. Not even fucking people on YouTube. Like, I just want to see it.
All you would have saw was an arrow getting stuck in a back.
It still would have been fucking cool.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it is what it is. And I'm gonna do my best to try to get my camera on while we're down there as well. Yeah. And we've been filming more. I got a lot of footage from Sikaville. I think I'm just going to wait and make, like, a Sikaville series once we go in October and everything, and then it'll come out after our October stuff. So you'll see our initial first hunt that me and Ryan did. I'm going to go down there October 1st to Assateague Island opening day. It's just a Saturday. If you want to join us, we can talk about that later. But it's a really cool hunt. It might be a bitch, though. It's probably going to be like that because we've never hunted there before. So we're probably going to have to do some hiking on that one, too.
Be a man.
Be a man. But, and then we're going to have that whole week in the rut in October. So I'm going to make like a mini series out of that for us on the YouTube channel. So look out for that at mid to late October. It'll be out.
That should be good shit, dog.
Hell yeah.
Especially when I drag my trophy Sika stag out of the mile of marsh.
Hey, I hope you do. I hope you do.
I
I
hope
hope I
somebody
kill
does.
one first because I fucking busted my ass.
You have.
I have.
You
but-
and Ryan have both killed yourself over these little tiny 80-pound deer.
Yeah. Well, dude, I would do it for whitetail too, but
Yeah.
you don't have to. You know what I mean? It's not
it's-
as hard anyway. It's still fucking hard to take a whitetail deer with a bow, no matter what, but it's not as laborious.
Yeah, you just find yourself a hole in the fence and you kill a 160.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it is that easy.
Yeah.
Though. Like sometimes we make it too hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we did that a little bit when we went down to Sikaville.
Yeah.
Like, we should have just went to a spot where there was frag, and like there's another spot that we talked about going to. We should have just went there. You know what I mean? Like, we made it too hard on ourselves to hike all the way in there to get to where they were at. Like, when we could have went to another spot where you could basically hop off the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of hunting is overthinking
Yeah.
in every aspect. Like, just keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, they're animals. They're,
Yeah.
don't overthink it. Don't make it harder than it has to be. And I'm guilty of it. I'm just saying it. I'm saying it to everybody, but also to myself. Like, sometimes I just got to take a step back and be like,
Just think about this.
yeah, just keep it simple. Like, don't put these things on such a pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Especially with these Sika deer. I've got them on such a pedestal. I think I'm just overdoing it.
Yeah, it's a fucking deer.
Yeah.
They don't,
It ain't like I'm hunting Jason fucking Bourne here.
It's not John Wick, bro.
Yeah.
It's a fucking deer.
Just keep it simple. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, speaking of something I wanted to touch on. I know a lot of people on Maryland Bow Hunters have been really concerned about EHD on the Lower Eastern Shore, and there's been several posts about it. And a lot of people are like, what's going on with this? Is it, how bad is it? And I was one of you know what I mean? I was really concerned about it, so I made a phone call. I called Annapolis, called DNR, and I talked to Josh. I can't remember his last name. I didn't write it down. But, and he is the DNR guy that basically is a regional guy. I don't know what exactly his position is. I didn't start taking notes till like after he called me, and then I was talking to him, and I was like, I should probably write this shit down. So I only got some of it. But he covers a region of Lower Eastern Shore, Maryland. And basically, I asked him, I told him a little fib. I was like, I seen a deer with the HD, and I was really concerned. I want to know what's going on. I've heard a lot of other people complain about it and say that they've had some experience with EHD-like symptoms in deer, and it's becoming a real issue on the shore. And I just wanted to call and see what kind of information you guys had on it, how serious it is it something I should be concerned about, and what steps can I take to try to help mitigate this issue, and like what's being done about it. And so I asked him all these questions, and basically he said it's been here since the 70s in Maryland.
Yep.
And they've had some deer that they've taken samples of this year and had EHD. But he said it's really nothing to be concerned about.
Really?
Yeah, he said, like, once the water level comes back up, you know what I mean? Like, that'll help it. And it's been dry, you know what I mean? So right now they have had several cases of it, but it's not like, holy shit, the fucking deer population is going to be destroyed down in Pocomoke, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
It's going to hurt the population maybe a little bit, but it's nothing to be like over concerned about. Just don't eat any deer with like any open sores. And if they have EHD, you can eat them. It doesn't transfer to humans. But the issue is if they've got like open sores, they can have other bacteria and infection and stuff that you don't want to eat. So that's kind of his advice for eating deer with EHD. Like, if they've got open sores, don't eat them.
Yeah.
But just don't panic. Like, it's going to be all right. This has been here since the 70s, and it might be a little worse this year than years past, but it's not going to be the end of the whitetail deer on the Lower Eastern Shore.
Yeah, I mean, it might sound scary, and it is. Don't get me wrong, because, people hear about out in Montana, the Milk River, EHD almost completely annihilated the deer population out there. So it's a real fucking thing. But like he said, don't be worried about it.
Yeah, I mean, and there's only so much that we can do.
Yeah.
As well. I mean, it helps you to shoot these deer, obviously. And, you could take what he says with a grain of salt. Maybe he's downplaying it to me. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But, I mean, I have a tendency to want to agree with him. I mean, like, EHD's been here for a long time. And
it's not going anywhere.
We're not getting rid of it.
No. These little biting, what are they, biting?
Gnats or something?
Yeah, it's like a minge or a gnat or something.
Yeah.
They live on the edge of these receding puddles, pretty much. And when the deer go and drink, and they bite them, and they get it, and they pretty much just burn to death.
Yeah.
They get such a high fever. They're like fucking zombies.
Mm-hmm.
And you will find them mainly around water.
Yeah.
Because they just need water. They need to cool down.
Yep.
And if somehow they survive and they pass on those antibodies to their younglings,
then
hopefully
it's good for them. Yeah. And they'll often have a blue tongue. Like EHD is also called blue tongue.
Yeah.
Or sores on their tongue and stuff. That's a common symptom of it. But yeah, it's I don't think it's anything that we have to be too worried about. It's unfortunate, and it sucks that it's a little worse this year than most years. But it's not going to wipe out the deer herd.
But keep an eye out for it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And if you do, I mean, I think the move is definitely to kill the deer and prevent it from spreading it to other deer. So,
Is it spreadable?
I believe.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know if it is or not. We'll have to look into that.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe I was told, well, no, maybe not, because I was heard like the deer will go to this water source and then they'll spread it amongst each other, but that might be just because they're all drinking from the same water source.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's non-transmissible. Transmittable?
Yeah. And that may be.
Yeah, I'm about to look it up right now.
Well, if that's the case, then I'd say don't shoot them and let them see if they live. You know what I mean? And then if they live, they could pass on antibodies. So that's something to think about, certainly. And EHD, honestly, is almost scarier than fucking CWD. Because they almost always die from EHD, don't they? Like,
yeah.
It's like 90% lethal.
I'm not worried about CWD in the fucking least.
No, I know. You're Uncle Ted proponent.
More Buicks and 80-year-old grandmas have killed deer than CWD. Ever will.
Yeah.
So.
That's a good point. They're fucking robust animals.
Yeah.
They have lived on this fucking continent longer than any other large game animal.
Yeah.
Not mule deer, not elk, not anything. The white-tailed deer will never go away unless we do it. Which will never be a thing because of bag limits and stuff like that. Like, we've established that. So they're never going away.
Here you go. It is not contagious.
Okay.
It is spread to deer via the bites of, I'm going to butcher this, Colocytis gnats, biting minge, or no-see-ums.
Okay.
Low water conditions and stagnant pools and ponds provide ideal breeding conditions for the gnats that transmit EHD.
And there's a lot of no-see-ums down there on the eastern shore.
No prevention methods exist.
Okay. So then my train of thought is that you wouldn't want to shoot a deer with EHD.
Yeah, hopefully it survives and
passes on antibodies.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then again, it's like, man, should I put him out of his misery or her out of her misery, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Because that's a terrible way to die.
Just burning to death.
Yeah, fuck. I don't know. Scary stuff.
Yeah, not fun.
No. I had an encounter with the buck that I let walk. I had him again at 47 yards the other day.
It's like, I know you're up in the air about shooting him, but as of right now, it's almost like you have a vendetta out about.
Yeah, it's almost like now we got a score to settle.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why like I'm leaning more towards shooting him. If I knew I could hunt there next year, I would lean more towards not shooting him. Mm-hmm. But I just don't know. You know what I mean? And it's like, man, he is a nice buck. I would put him on my wall.
Really?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
He's a nice 8. Like he's not a huge 8. He's right out at his ears.
Yeah.
But he's got tall tines. Like they're pretty tall. I mean, he's a nice buck. I'd say he's probably 110, 115.
Yeah, I got a 115 up on the wall right now.
Yeah, it's a nice deer.
Yeah.
And I would have much rather had him in velvet, but he's a nice deer, and I think I know I should let him walk. But like I said, I might not ever have a chance to shoot him again. If I know I'd be there next year, I'd let him walk. Like, what do you do, man? I'm still so torn about it. I really am. I just don't know.
I don't think you shoot him.
You don't think I should?
Nah.
Yeah. It's going to be a game time decision.
Yeah.
Like the other day, I had him at 47 for a good while. I could have tried to shoot him, but there was a tree branch sticking out. Like the path of my arrow, I would have hit that.
Yeah.
Almost definitely. So, and at that range and with the tree branch, it was just like, no, I'm not making that shot. But I got a good video of him. I mean, it was cool. I mean, this is now 3 encounters with this buck that I've had. That one, I could have fucking shot him, and then the other 2, he was a little too far. The last one, he was probably about 70, 80 yards.
Well, he wants to die, it sounds like.
Yeah. I mean, I got him pegged. I could probably go in there tonight and get another encounter with him if I wanted to, but...
Are you going tonight?
I don't think that's where I'm going to go.
No, but you are going somewhere tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No, I don't blame you. I think it's a nice evening, and I'm probably not going to get out again until later in the week, like Friday.
Oh, baby, that's going to be a glorious weekend.
Yeah. We got a nice cold front coming in here. So get out there. If you're local, get out there this fucking weekend.
Low of 47 on Friday.
Yep.
Holy
Friday morning,
balls.
I'm going to have my Sika fucking hoodie on.
Yeah.
It's going to be 47 degrees out there. And I will be going after Big Boy. The one I'm shooting's Pappy. Or the one I've been encountering's Pappy. Hopefully he'll show himself then. Hopefully I'll see him tonight. Haven't had him on camera in a while, so I don't know. I'm not sure exactly where it's at, so that's why I'm going to a new spot.
That would really cap off this young season.
If I could get mine. Oh, man. Are you shitting me? Yeah.
I know you're a Euro guy, but if you got that buck, would you shoulder mount him?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd probably Euro.
Yeah.
I'm impatient. I like Euros. I really do. I like the way they look.
Yeah.
Which is crazy that 2 people can both love what we do and just like one more than the other. You know, I don't think either of them's wrong. And we can argue it till we're blue in the face. You know what I mean? Like, I think the shoulder mounts are awesome, but at the same time, it's like they don't last forever. You know, you're gonna have to get that thing redone in 20 years.
I don't know. I think newer shit. I mean, it'll last my lifetime. I would hope.
Oh yeah, I don't think you would have to get it redone in your lifetime, but I want my kids to have these.
Yeah.
And their kids. And that's the nice thing about a Euro, they're timeless.
That's true.
And I mean, and there's pros and cons to both.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But one of the biggest ones for me is I can get it back in 3 weeks or a year.
Yeah. I don't mind the wait.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a patient man.
Yeah. In some avenues.
Yeah.
Others, no.
Sometimes 20 seconds. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be a tough one. I think he would look awesome shoulder mounted. He's a hell of a buck. Mm-hmm. But I'd probably lean towards Euro.
Have you got him on camera lately?
Not in about a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
That's not good, though.
It might. I think Monday was the last time.
Well, this coming weekend, this cold weather might kickstart something as good.
Mm-hmm. See, it's different this year from last year because last year we had soybean, and I figured out why they're moving the way they are. They're still bedded in the same area, but they were coming out of the bed in a different spot, and I hung that stand accordingly. The hang on, because they were going towards the soybean.
Gotcha.
Now they're coming out, but they're not going towards the soybean.
Mm-hmm.
They're going another direction because it's all corn on this whole property.
Yeah.
So now I think they're going. It could possibly be hitting maybe some acorns. I haven't really been hearing them drop yet, so I don't know.
They're dropping.
Are they dropping?
I got a white oak in my front yard, and I was mowing the grass today, and I thought I was going to put the neighbor's windows out.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't heard a whole lot in the woods dropping, but it might have just been where I was at too. Mm-hmm. But I know they typically start dropping. What is it? About now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like now's a really good time. So that's where tonight, with my wind and everything, I'm gonna go sit on this big white oak, and hopefully it's dropping. And if not, it's still a good spot. But I'm hoping the acorns are dropping, and I can catch a buck. I'm gonna wait for a buck. I'm not shooting a doe.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, you got a doe under your belt.
I got a doe under my belt. Honestly, I'm probably not gonna shoot another doe till. It depends on how we do in Sikaville. If I don't get a Sika in October, I'm gonna come home and shoot a doe before the rut.
Your boy's stroking a doe this weekend.
ASAP. Yeah, you got to get one down, baby.
I got to get a good shot under my belt.
Yeah.
I need that perfect broadside, double lung. I need it.
Boy, do I have a stand for you.
Hey.
Yeah. You could take a hang on. I got them pre-hung sticks. But it's for the saddle. And then I got. You do have a hang on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a great spot for does.
Maybe we'll do that.
It's where I got two stands, and I'm not sure which one I'm going to go. They're both relatively close to that big white oak. One is on their way to it, and one is right over it. It's where I smoked 2 does in one sit last year.
Beautiful.
Yeah, because, dude, that white oak just lays down some acorns. Last year I was sitting there, man, towards the end of September, and you can just hear it. Pop, 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 pop. And they just come into that thing like a fucking pile of corn.
Maybe we'll do that next Saturday.
That would be sick. We could both sit in the. I'll sit in the one, you sit in the other. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah.
That would be dope.
Double up. We haven't done that in a while.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we haven't done that in a while. Did we do it last year?
I don't think we did.
Did we shake and bake?
No.
I don't think we did.
I don't think we did it the year before either.
No?
I don't think so.
That's a bold statement, Johnny. We've killed between the two of us like fucking 30 deer in the past 2 years.
I can't remember the last time, but
it has been a little while though.
Our success rate when we hunt together is, I would
higher. We have well over 50%.
I was gonna say 70.
Probably, yeah. Yeah. We definitely get it done.
It's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, our two half brains come together to one good, really good hunter. You know,
you ain't kidding.
Yeah. Well, you got anything else for this one, Johnny?
I got nothing, man. In this young season, it has been. Personally, I'm on cloud 9. It doesn't get any better.
Yeah. I am too. Not just. I'm living vicariously through you a little bit, but. Mm-hmm. It's just been a great start, you know? Like, I know opening weekend was slow, yes. But I got a doe, and then you turn around and shoot your fucking target buck, which was awesome. Had a great sit in Blackwater, even though it was fucking misery. Like, just things are just going great, man. And I've gotten all these encounters with this buck. I've seen a lot of fucking deer. I've passed up so many fucking does, passed up 6-pointers, 4-pointers, you know what I mean? It's been a good start, and it's just getting going.
Yeah. I've said it. You've said it. I know Ryan said it. We've all said this is going to be the greatest season ever.
It is.
And so far, it's heading in that direction.
Yeah, baby. Cheers to that, brother.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate y'all here at the Double Lung Basement here in the Porter Estate, the illustrious 500,000 acres.
Yes.
This bar is made of gold. Hell yeah. We appreciate you guys. Give us a like and subscribe, share, tell somebody about us. We want to keep doing this fucking shit, and we want you guys to join us. Follow along.
Yes, sir.
We'll see y'all very soon.
Peace.